Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am 2Cs and welcome back to War Thunder. Today's replay is on the Spitfire Mark 9. The Spitfire Mark 9 is a Supermarine Spitfire, which is a single-engined, all-metal, low-wing monoplane fighter. The Mark 9 Spitfire was fitted with a Rolls-Royce 60 in the hopes of developing an interim fighter to use as a stopgap, while the British were developing the Mark 7 and 8 Spitfires. As the Mark 9 performed so well, it was pretty much rushed into mass production. And then, once the pilots actually started to fly the Mark 9, it was then found that the Mark 9 could also face off the Focke-Wulf's 190 of the time, with the odds pretty much always being in the Mark 9's favour. Now, as for mass production, a total of 5,665 Mark 9 Spitfires were made. In addition, Mark 5 Spitfires were also being converted into Mark 9 Spitfires as a transitional stopgap measure for the Mark 7 and 8. Now, the Mark 9 Spitfire became the most mass-produced Spitfire version and was also used as a fighter bomber, as well as reconnaissance, and I believe later in its life it was also given modifications. Now, the modifications which I could find were gyroscopic gun sight, as well as a bubble canopy, sorry about that, and a modified engine intercooler. That way it could keep up speed better and the engine didn't get as hot. However, once it reached those modifications, it eventually received the Rolls-Royce Griffin engine, and this engine would then push Spitfire into a new stage of its evolution. The evolution of the Spitfires, to me, is extremely interesting, because it was a bit of a seesaw really. In the beginning of the war, the Spitfires outperformed the Bf-109 series that was produced by Germany. However, through time, the Spitfires eventually lost their edge to the Bf-109, at least until one such aircraft was captured by the British as the Bf-109 pilot accidentally landed on a British airstrip. Once the British started inspecting the Bf-109, they were completely horrified by how outclassed the Spitfires were. Massive measures were then taken to upgun the Spitfires. That way, they can stand more chance in combat. But that wasn't the only upgrade. They also eventually up-engined with the Rolls-Royce Griffin engine, which in turn improved the maximum speed that the Spitfire can then travel. They also focused on the turning radius of the aircraft. That way it can also outturn the Bf-109. Later in the war, a second German fighter was captured by the British, and upon inspection of the German fighter it was then seen that the Spitfire was outclassing the Bf-109 German fighters in pretty much all aspects until it came to firepower. Now, the Spitfires had 4 20mm cannons, whereas the Bf-109s had 2 13mm MGs, 2 20mm cannons, and 1 30mm cannon. However, due to the Bf-109 being slower and having a wider turning radius, this wasn't seen as much of a threat, as the Spitfire pilots could easily shoot down the Bf-109s first, as long as they didn't get distracted by what was going on around them and made sure that their heads were constantly on a swivel. Because sighting the Bf-109 first was always the priority. If you didn't sight him first, he would shoot you. Which is why they made the rule never fly in a straight line for more than 30 seconds, especially in a combat situation. If you did that, you're basically asking to be shot down. Anyway, enough of the history. What about the War Thunder plane? What does this plane offer you in the game? Now, I don't know if you have been paying attention, but those of you who have will have been noticing I've been taking one hell of a beating, including ramming damage, and I am still flying. So that just shows you about this plane's durability. Its firepower for its battle rating is also pretty damn good. You can easily kill planes as long as you don't run out of cannon ammunition. If you run out of cannon ammunition, you can still take out planes, but it will take either exceptional aiming or a lot of rounds, which both can be tricky, especially in situations like this. And personally, I really would recommend this Spitfire, not only because it's got good climb rate and good speed, but its maneuverability is also pretty much one of the best. I personally actually love this Spitfire, and I'm not saying that just because I'm British and I'm trying to be biased, but I really do. I enjoy flying this plane. Yes, I have bad games and I have good, more of which are bad, but I still enjoy this plane. It gives me a good time and a good feeling when I shoot others down. And as violent as that sounds, I'm sure, it's a bit of an acquired taste, I guess. Those who prefer energy fighters, this isn't your piece of cake. This is for those who prefer to have dogfights, turning fights, and basically shooting them where the sun don't shine and making sure that they can't fly. If you want an energy fighter, it's best to go with America or Germany. Oh, that was a big hit. That was a very, very big hit, and I am still alive. I don't think this plane can take much more of this. And there we go, just as I say it. Anyway guys, that's all we have time for today. I'll see you next time, and please make sure to watch your 6, as it's very bad news to get a Jerry on your ass. Take care folks, I'll see you later.